Welcome everybody to Dead Talk Live. And we were having so much fun talking with each other. We thought we'd share you guys, let you in on the fun as well. Anyway, I want you to help me welcome Justin Cary, Jaime King, and Christine Lee, the stars of Black Summer. Guys, welcome. How are you all doing?
I'm good.
Welcome to all of you. And Christine says y'all. That's
Me
right.
too.
That's right. Son from Black Summer says y'all. So just a little inside tidbit. Welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Just want to say congratulations on a absolutely fantastic season of Black Summer. You guys were just amazing. It was nonstop, 100 miles per hour from the first scene to the finale. So congratulations to all of you guys. It was amazing. Now, I want to start with Christine. Your character's son, the survivor who got on the plane, seems to be the last person who has any bit of humanity left. Let's just be honest. You were a prisoner 95% of the season. Bullets were whizzing by you. You are a survivor. How does Son manage to hold on to her humanity through all that while everyone else is killing each other?
I think it's actually what keeps her alive because, if she had lost that humanity, she wouldn't have survived it. I don't think she would have had the will to survive. So, and also I think just needing that hope, whether it's to just be alive or the potential of maybe meeting her mother, is what keeps her humanity, even though, she gets pretty much fucked over the whole entire season until the very last minute.
That's putting it mildly. Were you surprised that your character's son is probably one of the biggest fan favorites from the show?
Yeah. I was like, oh, people care. Cool.
Now, I've had a lot of people tell me that compared to other post-apocalyptic shows, Black Summer, they think mirrors very closely what would actually happen, how humanity would just turn on each other. I want to ask this to all of you, but let's start with Jaime. What are your thoughts on that?
That was always the intention. It's really, this is an exploration of humanity and how human beings respond to trauma, really. And especially in the second season, that was really the focus, but it's always been that way. I repeat this over and over again, but it's not about zombies, right? We don't talk about it like that. We don't approach it like that. It's that no one is immune to one another and to human experience. And so, really, when John and I were first talking about the second season, it was about okay, what does commodity mean? What does it mean where money doesn't matter? It's food, it's shelter, it's again very important basic needs, right?
Yes.
And how do people respond in a time of crisis, and what does that look like? And we're seeing that now, obviously through the pandemic, and it was almost strangely prophetic, but it's never been about as we've talked about before, it's never been about zombies. It's really actually, when I just said that word, it's interesting to me. It's what does it mean to fall back asleep? What does it mean to be a zombie?
That's a good point.
And it's one that's not aware, and and it's really an exploration of how one's character comes through in the most apocalyptic ways.
Good point. Very good point. Justin, how do you justify man killing man for absolutely no motive whatsoever, except for the possibility of getting an extra scrap of food?
I mean, I think people do crazy stuff when they are in survival mode. I mean, most of us don't know what that's like, but I think basic instinct takes over. I don't think we can judge quite from our somewhat privileged existence of just having a grocery store and plenty of food and shelter and all that. But when all that is stripped away, I think people get to very primal, basic instincts, and I think that's what this show is trying to capture.
Absolutely. Christine, do you agree with that? When civilization falls apart, do we resort back to our basic survival instincts, no matter what they are?
I think there's a yes and no to that question. I mean, I can definitely see, like Jamie said, trauma and how that plays into the whole society. And also, when people get anxious, they don't think logically. No. I've had people respond to the show and they say, I just don't understand why this character would do this. But then when you're in a situation when you are so frightened that you can't think logically, you can't sit back and you have to make a move, then I think it's pretty natural that somebody might,
resort to killing each other.
Result in killing each other and pulling the trigger when it's not necessary.
Now, Jamie, I was really surprised on how dark Rose's character turned this season. Now, looking back, that transformation started with the finale in season 1. Okay, and we talked about that the last time you were on. What did you think reading the script and basically Rose's transformation to just killing and being, well, at least from the outside, completely callous to it?
I mean, for me, I'm in the writer's room, so I do a lot of dream work. It's a very method way of acting. I would say, Jay knows about this, but it's like, I kept having like very specific dreams, and so when we got the writer's room back up, like I kept hearing Rose is dead. Like Rose is dead. And so I started studying with Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. He wrote a beautiful book called The Body Keeps the Score. And ultimately about what happens when a mother has to be a soldier, and what happens to a mother whose child has to kill. Wow. And what are the repercussions of that? I had many dreams about this shot where it was it was me and Justin in this reflection, right, of a window, and he has a military knife, right, and he's cutting off my hair. And then we would pull out, and it would be like this very American barbershop, right? Yeah. And I kept having these dreams over and over and over again. And in season 1, I really wanted. I had dreams about that as well, but in a different way. So it was like, what is necessity? The idea of long hair in filmmaking or as a woman is something that keeps you sensitive and soft because, to most human beings, long hair is vulnerability. It's feminine, right? And so I wanted to write something where Justin Spears was going to cut off my hair in the last episode of season 1, and then decided, no, this needs to be for season 2. And it was very specific the way that it was done, because like the way that my hair was cut, everything, it was like, okay, you know, it needs to be warm enough because we knew we were setting in winter. She's not going to be an idiot, and Spears wouldn't be an idiot, right? Like, like the hair would need to cover the ears enough, right, that it would keep her warm.
Wow.
But it had to be done in a way, like literally, like it had to be done in a way that Spears did it. Justin, I never told you about this. So, you know, like my boy Ted, my hair got, like we cut it, you know, as if Spears had done it with a knife.
Wow.
And you know, I did a lot of like movement work about like Bashir, who's amazing, who's going to come on your show. You know, like the two of us are like the wackadoos. We're all wackadoos. That's why we love each other so much. But you know, like I really wanted to represent what it means to go through, you know, this it's not just survival. It's bigger than that.
It's a transformation.
You know? Yeah, the transformation. And so like when people are like, oh, you got this, you're good, you're good, you're good. I'm like, no, she's dead. Do you not understand that? And so Justin and I, like we know our relationship, right? Like we know, just like Christine knows, like we all talk about this stuff. Like this is like, so we inform it because we discuss it in a way because that is so important to us, you know, like, so we inform the relationship not by a script, but by our own interpersonal relationships, right? Because there's a kind of alchemy on this set, and you hear people all the time. They're like, "This set was so amazing," and blah blah blah. It's like, no, like that, like our cast and our crew, we have a kind of alchemy that I've never experienced in my life, and that's why we're able to strip away dialogue. That's why we can throw the scripts on the floor. It's like we're all dancing and waltzing together because we have each other's backs and hearts so hard, like in a way that is truly, like, to me, unprecedented.
Wow. Now, Christine, is that something rare to get that kind of chemistry on a set?
Yeah, I think so. I just think just the way the set was run and the shots were designed was unique in my experience. I mean, obviously, this is the show where I've been on set the longest, and a lot of other shows where, you know, I'm just told, hey, stand on this mark, do this line, and then we're gonna flip it. But for this show, it was not like that at all. You know, you show up on set, you take in the environment, and we just kind of talk about the backbone of the story. And then we kind of sketch how it's going to look and what we're going to do on the spot, which feels very much like theater, except that we're filming. And it's a lot of dancing with each other.
Play on film.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it really felt like it. And, you know, and also it's, yeah, and I have to say, like, the cast and crew are really amazing. There was not one bad apple in on set, I feel like, and that just is, I don't know, I know I'm spoiled. I'm gonna walk up to another set and be like, nothing, why is it not like this? Why don't we love each other?
Yeah, and if you are a bad apple, you just get the axe.
Yeah.
That's why Kelsey got killed.
What did you say?
So that's why Kelsey got killed.
We just cut him.
Got it. Love you, Kelsey.
Just kidding, we love you.
Now, Justin, Spears had some of the most powerful moments throughout season 2, hands down. This question is, why does he pick Anna? He's going out on his own terms, and he chooses Anna, Zoe Marlette, instead of Rose. Why?
Right.
Well, we've been talking about that backstory.
Yeah, we've been talking about that. I mean, and that was a big discussion with John as well, the showrunner and director of that episode, most of the episodes. But Yeah, I think Spears, when Spears and Rose are having that conversation, I think he can tell that she doesn't have it in her. I think that she cares about him too much. I think she has let down her guard, maybe. Yeah, we talked a lot about this, that she is just not in the place, and that he realizes that Zoe is, the killer. Not the killer, but she's the soldier. She's the one ready to do what's necessary to survive, and make the tough calls. And so I think he realizes that dynamic shift in their relationship, and who's the stronger one, and that's why. And so he chooses Zoe or Anna.
Exactly. And I actually,
you can see that in episode 7 when Anna says, "Because you're dying," and Rose immediately goes, "Anna," like she's offended. You can see.
Josh and I had gone through we went on a long walk, right? Like on a long walk to talk, and it's like that's her father now.
Yeah.
That's her father. Spears was the first one that really helped me.
Mm-hmm. But doesn't that?
And then the first time I ever killed someone was when you had a bunch of cops, soldiers saying, "Oh, he's at this, at that, and blah." It doesn't matter because there's innate connection, right?
Exactly.
And that scene, John, honestly, was so hard for me because I was watching Justin. Sorry, I called Jay. Jay was fucking killing it in this scene, right? And then they went to do my coverage, and I was so emotional. And you guys know what that's like, right? When you feel everything, right? Mm-hmm. And you can't shove it down.
Yeah.
And he's remember, he could have a gun under the tip. And I'm fucking this scene up, and I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ruining this scene after Justin killed it. Cause no, that's real though. That's real because we don't do master over in our scenes. Like Chris was saying, we come to set, we rehearse, throw everything away, and then thank God for Wes, who's the best camera op ever. Who's our other greatest scene partner. We're doing stuff that's bonkers bananas, right? So it was very purposeful, this, the Last Supper, this scene.
Yeah.
Where it's very strictly composed, very still. And when they went to go to do my coverage, I am so emotionally attached to Justin, to Christine, to they're not just my cast, this is my family.
Yeah.
Right? It's my family. So it's hard to discern, in these moments for me, my relationship, they're my family as friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're my family as cast members. They're my family in so many different ways. It's a very complex thing. And so Spears, knowing that he was going to be gone inside of me, James, it was really too much for me to fucking handle. And so I was trying to shove it down, and Johnny was because I was getting so teary, and then I was oh, I'm totally screwing up the scene. I am messing up the scene because my inclination was to protect Justin.
Yeah.
In real life, my inclination as Rose was to protect Spears. So I was the whole time you guys know what that's like when you're spiraling out in a scene. You're oh, it's hard.
I can imagine.
Really hard.
I can imagine. Yeah. Now,
Jamie was rocking it too.
What?
To be clear, Jamie was rocking it too.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I like saw the episode 7 yesterday. I think I sent a Snapchat to you, but oh, it was so beautiful, you guys.
It was.
Damn.
It was.
It was really beautiful.
Now, in the time that we don't see Justin, what do you think transpires between you and Anna? Now, we see in the beginning, in the first couple of episodes, when Anna does the trick to be led into that convenience store, she goes to the back, lets you guys in. You guys fist bump each other. So we know you guys developed this relationship in the missing 4 months that the viewers don't see. And I asked Zoe, what was her interpretation? How did she backfill that story of what happened between Spears and Anna? And she basically repeated what Jaime said, where Spears became like a surrogate father to her. Is that how you see it? How did you backfill the storyline between Anna and Spears?
Me?
No, Justin.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, same thing. I mean, I think it was a pretty obvious track of like, being together for 4 months and surviving. And I think Spears, just as the only male in the group too, would become protective over the young woman. And like you said, I'm glad you caught that little fist bump.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because that was your thing, bro.
It was such a nice, signifier.
That little thing explains so much.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and I because it wasn't in there, and I begged John to, I didn't have to beg him, but I asked him to put it in there just to have that little connection, to show what our relationship, and it does say so much,
Yeah.
and
if I may say, the actors bring this to life because we know the intent of the scene, and everyone here, like, thank God for Johnny and Netflix and everyone, like every person is bringing the story to life. So that fist bump is not something that's like in a writer's room being done. Like what Chris does, what Jay does, like what Zoe does, like it's them. It's them. And it's just artists being allowed the space to be themselves.
Yeah.
And not just be themselves, but to dig in, freely. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had to say that.
Yeah.
no.
So you feel Justin?
And yeah.
No, go on.
Continue. Jay.
Yeah. I just wanted to show the relationship and that he's probably been teaching her how to use a gun, teaching her how to, scheme and, use her to like get those guys to let her in. That's clearly not the first time he's done that. I feel like he's been teaching her throughout these months of how to survive,
Exactly. That's exactly what that little fist bump, even though it lasted a split second, it conveyed so much. Exactly.
You're so amazing that you caught that. Because we were talking about that fist bump. Remember that? Like,
yeah, it meant a lot.
Thank you for seeing that.
Yeah. Now, Christine, the majority of your scenes this season were with Bobby. And you guys were phenomenal together. What do you think? You were his prisoner for the majority of the season, and then we see where you step in to avoid these two groups from killing each other. And then he lets you go. He releases the handcuffs. What do you think at that point? You gave away half his guns. You would think he might be upset, but instead he releases you. How do you explain that?
I mean, I think, and we talked about this on the day. It's just that I think Sun had, in a way, not a power over him, but it did influence him to show a little bit more of that humanity that he once had. And you've seen that side of him before he becomes the officer Nadiri. Yeah, and I think that's all there is, really. I think like that moment was just, it's a powerful moment to show humanity. It was one of the most ballsiest thing that anyone could have done in that moment, and I think she earned respect.
That's you, though. That's you, Chris.
Thank you, Jamie.
That's you.
Now,
To say that.
now, Jamie, in the writers' room, how important we did get to see Ray's backstory, how it where in the beginning where he lost his family and all that. Why was that so important to give us Ray's backstory?
I think that well, first of all, Ray, like, we don't name characters.
He was the leader in the on a script.
We don't name characters because I'm not really into that at all.
Okay.
I find it very much more efficient and important to not give race, creed, color, circumstance, situation, ages. Like, casting, I don't want to say it's a white dude from this age to this age and it's at this person. Like, it's not about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's always about the essence of the human being. I don't want male, female, they, they're, like, whatever it is. It's just like, let it be. So repeat the question. Oh, his backstory.
Yeah, why was it important for, since you were in the writer's room, that we as the viewers, as opposed to any of the other new characters we met this year, we got that little bit of a backstory into Bobby?
I feel like it's really important. Well, I know it's really important to explore the humanity of why people become who they become and how they respond to it. I don't have a very good relationship with authority, especially cops. And it's not that I dislike them or hate them. It's just a systemic thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, but out of my humanity, this is a cop that went through something and turned into something, right? It's the exploration of that, because to relegate anyone into any category is to not be humane. And that's something that is really important to me as a filmmaker to explore. And oh my God, you guys know me, I'm gonna get really emotional. Like, for Chris to be, prisoner of war is us telling the truth. Like, it's us telling the truth of an abuse of power. And Bobby's character, like, just trying to protect his family.
Mm-hmm.
And then that loss, right? And how it corrupts him. And again, it's about the exploration of how we respond to it. And everyone did, like, such a beautiful job of understanding that.
Yeah.
But, like, I cannot tell you how hard it was to see Chris, like, waving, like, fabric towards me, and we have one shot to do that scene in the kitchen, or like to, like, Justin, like it's really emotional. Like, I'm gonna stop talking.
I can totally feel your emotions. I mean, they're viral almost. You're putting us in that position of what it was like, seeing it, writing it, and actually acting it out. So let's move on from that for now. Now, Justin, you were in one of the most phenomenal episodes, you and Bashir, in the woods. I mean, Zoe, that
One
was
of the most, the
Zoe.
best.
That was her favorite
best.
episode. That was one of my favorite episodes. You guys are
With that
friends.
Apocalypse Now moment in the window. Yeah. Let's talk about Bashir and Justin right now.
But you and Bashir just rocked it. You guys are longtime friends. You go way back. What was it like? I don't want, we're going to talk when you guys are together again here in 2 weeks. But what was it like working on set with such an old friend like Bashir? And you guys had that amazing chemistry for that episode.
Oh man, I mean, it's like it's hard to explain. It was such a full circle moment for us. We've been friends for over a decade now. We met in an acting class. What our first acting class that we took in LA, became fast friends, and have taken so many acting classes together. It was almost like we were always trading at, like, oh, are you in this class? Oh, I'm in this class. You should do this class. But it's because we became such good friends. I mean, like to think we're both good people, but then also I think we both have such a deep love for the craft and a hunger to like continue to learn about the craft. And we both ended up in the actor studio and just kept harnessing it. And we've done so many scenes together. And we also did like a 3-man play that we won an NAACP
awards.
Yeah, we won an NAACP Theater Award where Bashir gave an amazing performance as Malcolm X. So, it was just something you can't ever plan for or imagine. Like, to get a episode where it's just you and one other person for an hour, I mean, that's rare in and of itself.
Yes.
If it ever happens, And then to be able to do it with your best friend, I mean, I don't even think my dreams were that big,
Well, I've been looking at your post, and you shared some amazing photos on Instagram of you guys while you were shooting that episode, and you two looked like you had a blast.
Oh,
they're so fucking cold, though.
Oh, there's that. Yes, but despite the cold, we were still, I mean, it was a truly, I mean, the epitome of a dream come true, and then to be able to do the work, I mean, Bashir's done a lot of stuff, but I don't think he's ever done something that showcases his talent quite as well as this, and so filled my heart to see him. Like, I was watching, especially that campfire. I mean, I know him so well. I know when he's locked in, and I'm like, oh, he's in it. He's bringing it, And it was an amazing. It filled my heart so much to watch him, and and then of course it raised my game, and we're just playing off each other, and we have such a shorthand of working together that and something we've been doing for many years now, and it was just an amazing thing that everybody can see it, It
came right through on the screen.
I wish I would have been there, like, just watching it, because John and I were talking about you guys, and John was like, it was like watching acting Olympics. It was just like nonstop between them. They just kept going. And I was like, man, I wish I was there. Just like, I mean, they wouldn't have called me on set, but I still was like, Chelsea.
Yo, COVID protocols. I'm like crying. Like, I can't be there. Your pressure, all that shit. And then like, yo, who's this dude that comes on set and blah 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 and da da da, and he's like stepping over number 2, and I was like, I'm like,
and
the costumer's like, oh, he's definitely from the actors who like you, like he's coming with the animal totem and this and that and that, and I was like,
animal
like, and the camera op was so confused. Wes, who's fucking like a genius, he was like, oh, like every time Justin moves, he goes faster. But I didn't want to hit him up and be like, yo, like, they're best friends. And then he took like a Tootsie Roll, like he wanted to eat this rabbit shit, right?
Yeah, he pulled a prank on me on the first day. He was like, you know, I should save this for when we do it, but we can tell it again. But he basically, the part where he like is like, oh man, you know, I'm no expert, but I know fresh shit when I see it. You know, this is a rabbit. And in the first take, he smells it and he puts it in his mouth. And he's like, yep, that's rabbit shit. and you know, and the prop guy had told us, he was like, guys, now don't step in it because this is real rabbit shit.
Oh. Wait, was the prop ghost?
Yeah, and so I was looking at him.
Ghost,
what's that?
Was the prop ghost?
What's the prop what?
Ghost?
Prop ghost? Was the prop ghost?
She was asking if the prop was ghost.
No, we have prop. Okay. Another
no.
Prop
it was. I don't know what you're saying right now. but anyways, I was just looking at Bashir like, you know, I was almost mad at him. Like, yo, man, calm down. Like, you putting shit in your mouth. Like, I know you like to go method, but damn, come on, Daniel Day-Lewis, damn. You know,
guy's dedicated to his craft. What can you say?
He is the fucking best.
Yeah, and then everyone starts laughing at when they yell cut, and I thought they were laughing at him, but it turned out it was chocolate, and he told everyone to tell me it was real rabbit shit.
I know. I'm getting calls at the same time, like, yo, this day player is like stepping on number 2, and I'm like, all good, we're good. Like,
yeah. I mean, and the other amazing thing was, especially that campfire scene. Well, the campfire scene and the last scene, you know, John, he just let us do it all in one take. So that campfire scene, which is, I don't know, like maybe 7 pages of dialogue.
Yeah.
We just let it
do it from the beginning.
8.25.
What's that?
I think it's like 8.25.
8.25, and he just let us go from beginning to end, which usually you chop that up. You know what I mean? Go a couple pages at a time, but we just went from beginning to end every take, which was really allowed us to drop in and just made it feel, you know, like we were doing a play or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, Christine, like we talked about, son, the only one to get on that plane. We also see Bobby giving his speech after he gets the living shit kicked out of him on how you did this all for what? An extra scrap.
Did you like his performance?
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. Do you think that part is like a full redemption arc for Bobby and for you getting on that plane? Does it show that you do not have to kill every person you come across to make it to safety? Did you prove everyone wrong by you being the only one getting on that plane, that everyone else out there killing each other, they were absolutely just nuts. They were killing each other for nothing. What do you think?
Nothing was for nothing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the whole point of her being a prisoner for, you know, she was looking out for Spears, and that's why she became a prisoner. And I think a lot of people's initial reaction, if it had happened to someone they know, they would be like, well, that's what you get. You become a doormat for people, and you're just going to lose out on the game. You got to play the game. But, you know, if you step away from the game, you just say, well, you know, who do I become if I stop?
But you could not step away from the game.
Pardon?
You could not step away from the game.
No, but then I think Sun played it by her own rules, and then she eventually got.
But what I'm saying is, like, we're handcuffed. So let's like talk about like the systemic thing, right? Like you were handcuffed.
But I think there's that moment when even if she is handcuffed, she just still takes the initiative to stop.
She does.
Yeah.
Which is so brilliant. But when that like
I just want to squeeze your face, by the way.
Now, Jamie, that card game in the mansion between you and Zoe, all right? the camera paid real close attention, more attention than you would normally see to that card game that you were playing with Anna. Now, it made no sense, even for the viewers trying to make sense of it. Was that actually a game, or are we?
It came from my dreams.
Okay, so
Like I have like this, right? So I
uh-huh,
have a spade.
uh-huh. But was it a way of secret
No,
communication
like
between?
for real. Then I got aces for Justin. Pocket full of aces.
Wow.
Mac Miller.
And that is that before the
No, I just got this now.
okay, all right.
So this was when I was 15.
Okay. Okay. But
I
going
kept having these dreams about like cards, magic, this, that. And I was like, oh, well, sleight of hand and maybe that's a way for people like a new character to communicate, like all that. But then it was like Johnny and I were like, okay, like Hateful Eight, like it was John and I really like, as we do, write, connect, all this stuff. I kept seeing the cards. And when I was 14, I saw someone with a Zippo that had the spade,
hmm
right, on a
yeah.
Zippo. And I kept seeing it, and I was like, oh, that'd be really, like, in my dreams, I kept having these dreams, and I was like, oh, that'd be really dope for someone to, maybe it's, again, a sleight of hand, it's a this, it's a that. And then I was like, oh, fuck.
So it wasn't a secret communication method
It's code.
between you and
Yeah.
Anna.
Exactly. But it took many weeks because I'm like, that would be a really amazing thing for another character. That would be like a very interesting way for someone to communicate. Like, but it never is about me. Like, to me,
hmm
it's not about me. It's not about me.
Okay, got you. Got you.
I just want to tell the story. So when it came down to that thing, like the card game,
hmm
and so I'm like, okay, it's Hateful Eight meets this thing. So every episode is an homage to our favorite films.
Okay. All right. I did not know that. That's good information right there. So, you just said, that card game, it came from your dreams. Let's move on. I had a real big problem.
Am I being too intense for you?
Oh, no, 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 not at all. And I have a question that,
John, I love you so much, but I have to ask that because you guys know.
what?
Well, Jamie goes. Yeah, we'll
Jamie
go in.
goes deep.
Oh, I know
She'll
Jamie
go-
goes deep.
she'll go
I mean,
there.
Jamie,
John knows this.
yeah,
He
we
knows
had
this.
a
He knows
very,
this. He knows this.
me,
We go hard.
yeah, me and Jamie had a very profound interview back last winter, and I told her it was one of the most deepest interviews I've ever done. Now, I want to ask you, Jamie, why did Rose feel the need to have to kill Boone? She didn't, but why? The dude was not a threat. He was of no danger to you or Anna, but yet you were ready to whack him. Why?
Because that's my child.
Yeah, but he wasn't a danger to Anna.
How do I know that?
Well, he's unarmed. You guys are armed.
No. Unarmed does not matter. Like, unarmed does not matter. Like, that's my child, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know this dude. I don't know him.
Okay. I mean, I'm a parent too. I can understand that.
I know. So let's, like, it's about being real about that. Like, some dude comes in, like, and he's such a fucking gifted actor. Like, but for real, like, I don't know you, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know you.
Yeah, it's still I had a hard time. I had a hard time.
Know you.
Yeah.
I think it's also, it's two women, and like when there's I think for me when I saw that, it was more like when the guy gives a weird vibe, women just immediately put the guard up, and we're like, okay, something's about to happen if I don't show them my weapon, or if I don't show them I am not interested, if I don't show them that there will be no BS here, something will happen. And I think that's that's how I saw it. I mean,
exactly.
And also that moment is when Anna, Zoe, came into her own. She, for the first time in the season, she stopped you. You know, up to that point, she was following your every move, everything. It was that moment where Anna sort of came into her own, stepped up to you and said, Mom, you don't have to kill him. He could still show us. He could still know something. He can help us. And you didn't kill him.
That scene was so hard.
I can imagine it was very difficult.
No, like, imagine we're rewriting, right? Like we're rewriting everything, Yeah. And it's not just about it's not just about the show. It's not just about the show. It's about what we're going through as human beings.
Oh, I get it.
Right? Yeah. So it's like we're getting visas and this and that, and then having to call. We had the first seven visas from the prime minister. Like, it's like fucking really intense. And then you have to say, oh, you have to leave your family. Like, you have to leave. You have to leave your family. And then come to this country. It's an elephant on a stake.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're the first fucking production. I will say fucking because I will. We were. Oh, side note. Do you know the? No, I won't go there. No. Okay. We were the first production to make it through COVID clean.
No sickness.
In our industry. End of story, period.
That's awesome. That's hats off to you guys, to the great work you did shooting this and keeping everybody safe at the same time. Now,
it was hard.
I can imagine. I've spoken to so many filmmakers, actors that have had to film under COVID and the restrictions you guys have to work under.
Good.
I understand how difficult it must have been. And to have somebody go through an entire season and not a single person get sick really says a lot. Now, Justin, when did you find out that Spears' time was coming to an end?
Oh, man. We were originally supposed to start shooting in February of 2020. And so October, so I guess that was October 2019, John called me and wanted to tell me about the arc of the season, and he was like, well, buddy, Spears is going to meet his maker. That was quote unquote exactly how he told me, but but he justified it and kind of told me that, he really wanted. Actually, he was very sweet about it. He was like, look, I don't film things like we're going to get another season. Nothing's guaranteed. Yeah. And he was like, I really want to have day one. And so he was just like, so we're going to give you the full arc this season.
Did you have a say into how Spears goes out?
I was surprised as the viewers watching.
Okay.
And then almost more intense reading it, and I mean I knew it was coming and I was like anticipating it, and then to read that the whole scene between me and Anna, or Spears and Anna, was like, oh, I just so.
I mean, I thought it was.
I was very too. Wow, that's like the darkest thing I could think of.
Exactly. I thought it was a beautiful ending to a great character. Now, Christine.
No, of course. Can I say something?
Sure.
Of course, you have to say.
Of course. Of course, Jaime.
Everything that he did, he had to say. Like, this is not like Tony or me or all Netflix or whatever. It's like it's the actors, it's Crafty, it's the Grips, it's the crew, it's everyone. Like, it's everyone.
That's great that everyone has a say. It makes everyone feel more involved in what's going on. Now, Christine, Jaime said earlier that this show, it's not about the dialogue. The action itself dictates the show's storyline. Do you think that's a big reason why your character's son is so popular? Like Jaime said earlier, you can throw the script away and it's all on the action and the movements and the language we don't understand. Do you attribute that to how popular Son became?
I mean, to this day, I still don't know why Son is a popular character.
Because you're amazing. You're a dope actor. Come on, let's be real.
I don't understand it either, Christine. I really don't.
Christine, you suck. Side note, we tried to put it to black and white. We're like, can we make it black and white? They're like, you said no subtitles. Like,
yeah.
Who said no subtitles?
Tony and I.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we tried to put it to a black and white version and then a color version. So, continue.
No, I think I think obviously there's a universal language to it, and I think maybe that's why Son has a lot of response from people who aren't English speaking audience as well, because in a way sometimes dialogue can be a barrier when two people want to connect, because either people don't know how to express themselves with words properly, or they lie, or whatever reason is. Yeah. And because Son doesn't have that barrier, what you see is who she truly is. I think that's why maybe people can connect to her.
You really are baffled as to why your character is so popular, aren't you?
Because she's real.
Exactly. Yeah, but Christine, I don't think Christine understands that.
She's honest. Come on. You don't like English.
I don't know, guys.
Anything.
But that's the thing. Like, as an actor, I watch you guys, and I'm like, wow, that's dope. Like, oh my god, wow, that was just truthful moment right there. But then when I watch myself, I'm like, I don't buy it. No. I don't buy it. Jaime, yes.
Well, we're fighting.
Yes. Anna, yes. Zoe, yes. But me, I don't buy it.
But also, your character is the only person who doesn't give in to the corruption in the whole series. Everybody, including Anna, is often people left and right as they see fit, as they need to, and you're the only one who basically hasn't given in to the dark side.
Exactly. Spears is shot. You're surrounded. What do? You push him into the ditch to save, if he's alive, to give him a chance. It's actions like that how we started this show, and I told you, you're the last character on the show who seems to show any humanity left. Now, Jaime, Why is Rose so afraid to tell Anna that there is no safe place left in the world? Because we know you think it. Why do you think Rose is so afraid to tell her daughter the truth that there, you know what, honey, there really is no safe place anymore? You okay? We can't hear you. We lost audio.
It's
Oh,
very real.
okay. And well, I understand. And I understand the emotions that you're probably feeling right now. Is that
Just to go back to that place, right? Like we go back to it. It's not. It's not. People think that actors are playing at something. They think that they're playing someone, but it's a merging of themselves with the character,
yeah?
right? And so it's like being in war and then coming back as a civilian, and people don't get it.
PTSD.
Yes. Which is what this show is about.
Exactly. So how do you explain why is Rose afraid to be honest with her daughter?
She is honest with her daughter.
So you think Rose believes it as well, that there is still a safe place?
She's honest in terms of the discipline, right? Of how do we protect ourselves?
Yeah.
She's tactical. She is clear. And yet there's still the ordinariness of, okay, you know, like there's still the honesty of what it means for a child and a mother to, like, she's still a teen, like growing up. So it's the ordinariness meeting the extraordinariness.
Okay. I get
It's
you.
capturing all of it.
Mm-hmm.
All of it, you know?
I,
And, you know.
Jamie, you are a phenomenal actress. Just to see how much of yourself you put into every role is something really special. And I think that's what makes you such a great actress. And same for you, Justin. Same for you, Christine. And I hope one day you really appreciate and understand how your character is just so loved on the show. And there will be a season 3 of Black Summer. If there isn't, then
This we know this.
yeah,
This we know this.
yeah,
And
there
three
will
acts.
be a season 3. And man, like I told you in the pre-call, Justin, Spears will always be fly. You will always be fly, bro. You will always be fly.
So good.
I love that line.
Come on. Live.
Jamie, don't you love that line?
Justin is one of the fucking best actors I've worked with in my entire
He is.
fucking life.
And he
No, for real though. I worked
He's
with
okay. He's fine. He's okay.
Yeah.
You
It's
laid
like-
it
it's like
all
you gotta
out
push him a
there.
little bit,
You
right?
laid it all out there, man. You didn't leave anything behind. You put it all on the table. And I mean, words can't really, I mean, there are no more words that can accurately describe it. All of you, all 3 of you did an amazing job. I can't wait to see what season 3 has to bring. I want to thank all of you guys for doing this. To have you 3 here talking to you, I've gotten messages from friends, family. I've gotten people who started binge watching Black Summer a week ago, and they're like, holy shit, how have I not watched this sooner? You know what I mean? So you guys brought it. You brought it to the show. You brought it tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
You're brilliant, and we're so thankful to be on your show.
And I'm thankful to have you on my show. And Jamie, tune in 2 weeks when I have Justin and Bashir on. And Christine as well. That should be something to watch when I have those 2 on.
Oh, trust me.
Oh man.
I watch
won't get a
everything
word.
they do.
You won't get a word, and
Right.
those two will just
I'll just sit back. I'll just sit back and just
just have like a topic of the day.
Yeah.
Pull it out of
It's
your
gonna be
hat.
hard
and don't
because I'm
just-
not gonna be like on the call, so I can't like chime in.
Can we make that a John? Can we make that a whiskey night?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
John,
Yeah,
what the fuck, though? For real though, because I know like I'm like we're doing this whole thing, like, but yeah, okay, I'll step back.
all right. Thank you guys so much for doing this. We're gonna do it again. Until next time, be well, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We had a nice large crowd tonight. So, well, just stay safe and always stay walking, guys. Good night. Bye-bye. On behalf
Thank
of
you.
Justin,
Thank you,
Jamie,
thank
and
you,
Christine.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. We love you. Bye bye.